It's time for GMA3, the double murder mystery, after an Ohio dentist and his wife were gunned down in their own home. The police chief now speaking about the case for the first time.
We want to bring some justice to the family.
What she's sharing about the investigation. The Grey's Anatomy star sharing his medical journey.
I'm gonna need your keys.
Fans know him as Joe the bartender. Now Stephen W. Bailey is sharing his rare diagnosis, what it means for his career, and why he's telling his story now. And Bruno Mars is back. Overnight, the 16-time Grammy winner releasing the first track off his first solo album in a decade. And we just might be listening on repeat all weekend. It's time for GMA3.
From ABC News headquarters in New York City, this is GMA3.
We definitely might be grooving all weekend to that, right? Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. So glad to have you with us. I'm Deborah Roberts.
And I am Rebecca Jarvis here with Will Reeve. It is great to see all of you on this Friday.
It sure is. We're halfway through, by the way, our 50 States in 50 Weeks series, guys. How about that? Time flies. We're going around the country. Leading up to our 250th birthday, state number 26 is Michigan. And you see Ginger Z right there. She's in her home state, up on the mountain there. She's going to take us all around the state and tell us about a special ski club there.
She is the ski queen. Also, 1 year after he lost his home in the Eaton fire, our friend Cameron Matheson will be joining us to look back at how he and his family have coped with that loss and how they are now moving forward.
Absolutely, and he's so inspiring, too.
He is.
Can't wait to hear more about him. But we're going to begin with the double murder mystery in Ohio after a prominent dentist and his wife were found shot to death. Well, we're now hearing from the police chief who's investigating the case, and Rhiannon Alley is here with more. Hey there, Rhiannon.
Hey, good afternoon to you, Deborah. Yeah, there are so many questions with this case. The police say they are combing over surveillance footage in the Columbus, Ohio neighborhood, trying to figure out what happened to this couple who had their entire lives ahead of them. The Columbus, Ohio police chief speaking out for the first time about the tragic murder of dentist Spencer Tepe and his wife Monique in their home over the holidays.
This case is definitely disturbing. We want to bring some justice to the family.
Chief Elaine Bryant sitting down with ABC affiliate WSYX Thursday to discuss the murder mystery. It was just before New Year's Eve when the Tepes were found shot to death inside their Columbus, Ohio home the morning of December 30th. Their two young kids still inside.
I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in.
Police found their 4-year-old daughter and 1-year-old son unharmed.
We know that there are a lot of concerns and a lot of questions surrounding this case, and we want to be able to be as transparent and answer as many of them as we can. Unfortunately, there are some things that we can't talk about for the integrity of the investigation.
A friend grew concerned when the doctor didn't show up for work and went to their home, spotting the 37-year-old in the bedroom in a pool of blood.
There's a body. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood.
Police releasing this surveillance video of a person of interest who was seen walking in an alley near their home during the time frame of the murders, which police say happened between 2 and 5 a.m.
We were totally blindsided by what happened.
Family members sharing the heartbreaking details of the couple's final days, celebrating what turned out to be their last Christmas together.
We did Christmas night together, and then the following day we just did a kind of post-Christmas lounging and watching movies and had dinner, and then the next morning they left. How could I ever know that would be the last time that I would have hung out with Spence like that?
So tragic. The police chief also says it's too premature for them to say whether what the motive is, and whether or not the Tepes were targeted. And now their families, you just heard from them, are left trying to make sense of this horrific ending for the couple. Guys.
Oh, man, it's so heartbreaking and mysterious. Hopefully we get some answers there soon, Rhiannon. Thank you for that. Switching gears a bit now, the December jobs report was released this morning. Elizabeth Schulze is in Washington with more details there. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hey, Will. So this is the final jobs report of 2025, and it shows hiring in the American economy
is cooling. 50,000 jobs were added to the workforce in December. That was actually below expectations. The unemployment rate, though, did come down to 4.4%, so that's good news. Previously, that rate had been 4.6%, which was the highest in 4 years. That refers to people who are trying to get a job, can't find one. When you look at the industries that are hiring right now, a big driver is healthcare. That's where about 2/3 of overall job gains were in the economy last year. We did also see a boost in hiring at restaurants and bars in the month of December, people celebrating the holidays. But notably, there were big job losses in the retail sector, which is unusual for that time of year. Looking over the past year, manufacturing, tech, and government have all lost more jobs than they have added. And one key metric we're going to be looking at this year is wage growth. Right now, American salaries on average are going up faster than overall prices. We want to see that trend keep going well.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yep, we absolutely do want to see that because prices keep going up. It's really hard to make those bill payments. You need that income to keep up with it. Okay, we're going to turn now to a big weekend of football. The NFL playoffs kick off with the wild card round. But first, it is the semifinals of the college football playoff. And Amber Wilson is in Atlanta hosting on ESPN Radio ahead of tonight's Peach Bowl between Oregon and Indiana. And she joins us now, and it's great to see you, Amber. I got to start with last night's game. It was a classic, Ole Miss and Miami is moving forward.
They are. It was one of those games that even when you're not a fan of either team, you're covering your eyes. You can't watch because it was so intense down the stretch. It might have been the best we've ever seen in the college football playoff era. And that is saying a lot because I got it over a decade now in terms of a body of work there, but it wasn't always pretty. And that's the beauty of college football. It was a little ugly early in the game because the emotions are running high. It was a huge stage, not one that we had ever seen Ole Miss on and not one that we had seen Miami on since before most of these guys playing on this team were alive. So it was an emotional night. The fourth quarter was electric. We saw 4 lead changes in the last 7 minutes alone. And it ends with the quarterback in Miami on a game-winning drive, running into the end zone, scoring a touchdown, a quarterback that was at Georgia that sort of got this unfair reputation that he'd make mistakes in the big moment. Him and Georgia, they mutually part ways. He goes to Miami after a difficult injury, has to come back from that. And then he's leading his team now in that moment into the end zone, into the national championship. And the national championship is in Miami. So he is taking his team back home to the Orange Bowl. And as they say, the U is back.
Yeah, that's going to be a great homecoming. And by the way, you've got Deborah here shaking her head. Yeah, she's the biggest Georgia fan.
A redemption moment for Carson Beck for sure. Interesting to watch.
Very interesting. And a lot of people obviously are going to be watching tonight, Indiana and Oregon.
Yes, this is going to be an exciting one. I don't know how it's going to live up to last night's game, but it's going to be an exciting one nonetheless. The storylines galore in this matchup as well. You have 2 teams that at the helm, their quarterbacks are probably going to end up being the number 1 and number 2 pick in this year's NFL draft. Now, I can't tell you which one's going where because that's going to have a lot to do probably with what happens here tonight. So it's not just the national championship that's on the line. It's also the NFL draft that's on the line as well. And Indiana is such an incredible story. We're talking about a team that has traditionally been one of the very worst teams in all of college football. Throughout my entire life, they were terrible at football, terrible at football. And here they are now in 2 short years under head coach Kurt Cignetti. They've gone from worst to quite literally best.
Yeah, it's a classic Hoosier story. We love it. Okay, real quick, NFL, which game are you watching this weekend?
I think I'm most excited to see the Bills at the Jags, which maybe isn't something I ever expected to say before the season. But Josh Allen now is easily the best quarterback in these playoffs because you don't have the which makes this things interesting. There's no Mahomes, there's no Lamar Jackson. So this will be really interesting to watch in Jackson.
Super interesting. We really appreciate you being with us. Amber Wilson, you have a great weekend. Some big football coming up. And coming up here, Ginger is in her home state. She's showing us the great state of Michigan and what makes it so great.
We are back now with 50 states in 50 weeks. Our counting series down to the country's 250th birthday. State number 26, Michigan, the home state of Ginger Z, who is a snow bunny today. And of course, she had to go there and show off for us a little bit. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, good morning or good afternoon to you all. You know, Michigan is not only the birthplace of organized skiing in this nation, but also where snowboarding was invented. It was first called snurfing in Muskegon, Michigan. But I wanted to introduce you to the Crystal Community Ski Club. They are the group that is making skiing accessible to any kid that wants to get on skis across the state.
In the majestic, snowy mountains of Michigan, everyone deserves a chance to ski. That's why the Crystal Community Ski Club started its mission in 2018 to make sure that any child who wants to hit the slopes can.
I love this club. I see the coaches as my friends. Like, they are truly, I feel like they truly care for me and want to see me do really, really well.
The nonprofit organization reaching more than 1,000 kids each year, focusing on affordability and inclusivity to break barriers for Michigan's youth.
We have scholarships and subsidized programming. We go to different communities who don't have a background in skiing and say, hey, we have a spot for you. Particularly with our friends in Hamtramck, the kids grew up in Yemen, Poland, and Bangladesh. And so we think it's really important to show them more of the country and get this access to snow sports.
More than 800 students here able to learn at no cost, including many young children bussed in from local elementary schools.
I just thought I was going to do it like for 1 or 2 years and then stop doing it, but I love it and I want to do it like the rest of my life.
The club's special partnership with the Crystal Mountain Ski Resort offering kids a vast home base, where they can explore multiple types of skiing at all different levels.
For me, it's actually the joy of my life and a privilege to be able to see this
athletic body position.
Because I see the transformation that happens with kids. Something happens to them when they learn something new and kind of hard, and then they realize, oh, I think I can actually do this.
Through snow sports, the next generation learning the important values of community, passion, and well-being, all while soaking in the great outdoors.
I've made a lot of friends that I probably would have never met.
It's made my life better because it's like a huge part of my life now because I do it and I think it all the time and I love the sport.
I just want to make my dreams come true and I think CCSC can do that for me.
So we started the morning with a record high, then it rained, then rain mixes with snow, and I even see some grapple out here this morning. So these kids cannot wait to get on those slopes and shred. That's what I heard. Y'all ready to do that?
Yeah.
Yes, we are. I hope you enjoyed my great home state of Michigan, y'all.
Well, you send a weather person there, you've got to have a variety of weather, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keeping you busy in every way, Ginger.
Great seeing you. Well, coming up, music fans are jazzed about this. They are out of this world about this news. Bruno Mars is releasing new music overnight and planning to hit the road. That's coming up in Pop News.
It is Pop News time, and Will Gans, our very special runner, joins us from Orlando. Hey, Will.
Hey, yeah, zoom in a little further on the map and you'd see that I'm actually in Epcot, you guys. That is the iconic ball right behind me. We begin Pop News gearing up for the road to the Oscars. And guys, when I say gearing up, I mean we are getting on the highway at full speed. We had the Critics' Choice Awards last week, the Golden Globes on Sunday, and now the Academy Awards have revealed the movies in contention for gold at this year's ceremony. An incredible 317 movies are in the running for the 24 categories, with 201 feature films able to compete for Best Picture. The films eligible in the Best Picture category truly capture every genre of cinema. This year's frontrunners we've been hearing so much about, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, and Sinners. We've got biopics like The Smashing Machine and Springsteen to Deliver Me From Nowhere, epics and action films like Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Thunderbolts, horror thanks to mainstays like Weapons and 28 Years Later, and even children's blockbusters are included like Lilo and Stitch and Zootopia 2. Voting begins this Monday, and nominations for the 98th Academy Awards will be announced live on GMA Thursday, January 22nd. Counting down the moments to that, and now 16-time Grammy winner Bruno Mars is back at it again, a decade after releasing his last solo album, 24 Karat Magic, of course. The hitmaker has dropped his first single from his new album. Take a listen, it's called I Just Might. And that's not all. In addition to announcing that his new album is called The Romantics, yesterday, Mars also revealed that he is going on a massive 6-month-long stadium tour. Tickets go on sale next week, and the tour kicks off April 10th in Las Vegas. So Romantic drops on February 27th, and I Just Might is streaming everywhere right now. It's so nice to have new Bruno music, isn't it, guys?
Right into my ears. That's kind of a banger. I'm raising the roof like RJ.
I just might have to see him perform live.
Yeah.
You just might, and you definitely should. All right, and finally, meet 6-year-old golden retriever. His name is Chili. He lives in New Jersey and loves the water, and we really mean that. The lake, the ocean, the pool, you name it, he loves it. Chili loves swimming in it, y'all. And his mom, Galen, tells us he's essentially a goldfish after growing up on the Florida beaches. And recently, at 6 years young, Chili just got invited to his first ever puppy pool, y'all. Back to you in New York. I hope you're having as good a time as Chili is.
Oh, we are indeed, Will. Thank you so much. We're going to raise the roof for you, and you're going to take us on a run at Walt Disney World coming up here in a few minutes. Stay with us for Marathon Weekend.
Welcome back to GMA3.
Welcome back to GMA3. Indeed, it's Friday, which means an all-new 2020. And Deborah, there is a remarkable story on deck tonight.
Absolutely. And you know we always bring you these stories that just sort of leave you on the edge of your seat, and tonight is no exception. There are a lot of unsolved murder cases out there, as you know, and we delve into them a lot on 2020. Well, tonight we're going to tell you about a California detective who just seemingly can't sleep at night knowing that, particularly in his state. John Quinones delves into this case with this detective who has done all kinds of things, taken on disguises, gone to all kinds of lengths to try to solve some of these murders. And tonight there are 2 teenage girls, 2 different cases, and we're going to talk to you about those and tell you the lengths that he went to, but also how new technology is making it possible to close these cold cases and bring justice to the families. This is a really riveting one tonight on 2020.
And you have a clip. Let's take a look.
There are monsters out there.
How could the killer just do this and disappear?
For every story, there's a villain and a hero.
Now, Friday night, you're about to walk alongside one fearless hero.
Nobody should have to see the things that were done to those 2 girls, but I'm fine with it being me if it means I can solve them.
He's willing to do whatever it takes to find these people. The brutality was over the top.
Just unthinkable.
There's parallels in these cases, and it's a complete whodunit.
It was a mystery.
He will use every avenue available to him to solve the crime.
Cold cases are cold for a reason. What made you think that you could solve those?
They get under your skin. You want to solve them so badly that you can't just put them down.
You want the element of surprise, because if he sees you out the window, your cover's blowing.
This is the one chance we're going to get at it, and we can't screw it up. We're going now.
Bingo.
It's done. He didn't get away with this.
She said, that's one badass detective.
The stunning all-new 2020 true crime event, Friday night on ABC.
And you can see that he is tireless. The unique ways that this detective goes about finding the killers in both of these cases. In one instance, as I said, even going undercover, visiting a psychic, all to get these answers for families. He is just a remarkable man. John Quinones says he still can't stop thinking about him after covering this story.
Really
Badass detective on 2020.
That's quite the name, catchy name, and a great story. Looking forward to that, Deborah. Thank you so much. We're going to turn now. A year ago, our friend Cameron Matheson spoke with us after losing his home in the Eaton fire, and he's going to join us again in a moment. But first, he's giving us a look back at one tough year, in his own words.
I'll never forget walking up to what was left of my home while the Eaton fire was still burning. After witnessing the devastation, I first checked in with my closest people, including my GMA family. So I've been up all night. I can't sleep. I'm having a real tough time in this video.
That's okay, Cameron. It's okay, Cameron.
Careful.
I then returned back to Altadena with my loved ones for the first time.
Careful, okay?
In utter and complete shock. Over the past year, our family capturing the road to recovery, like here with friends in full protective gear, seeing what we could save. Sifting through the debris to see if there's anything that we can find, and we found some really beautiful pieces, like these golf clubs and this sentimental sign. Casa Lula is what we call our home, named after our children, Lucas and Layla. The loss particularly tough for them. It's where they were born and raised. My son, who studies fashion, now turning his pain into purpose, designing this look inspired by sifting through the ashes of his childhood home. Lucas is working, what is that called, a pickaxe or something? Months later, we honored the profound memories born here and all the community has lost. Our ceremony, the first step in our own healing process, planting this succulent for hope of what's to come.
And Cameron joins us now. Cameron, it is great to see you, my friend. Under difficult circumstances, I can't imagine what this year has been for you. A year ago today, your home, your belongings, your neighborhood completely destroyed, and here you are 1 year later posting, "Loss changed us, love carried us." Can you put into words just exactly what this year and how this year has been for you and your family?
Yeah, I mean, it's, first of all, thank you guys for all your kind words and support through this. I really, really mean that for all of us, thousands of people. But I feel like what I was getting at around that is the loss really has changed us as a family, as individuals, as a community. And at the same time, when we go through challenging circumstances in our lives, I think it's an opportunity. It can be if we have the right mindset, and that's sort of where the love kind of comes in, and the connection with thinking about others going through the same thing and so much worse, and compassion and generosity and giving back, and learning also to be able to kind of grow and train in our inner qualities through this, the patience and resilience and gratitude. So there's been a lot of opportunity for growth in this new chapter, but at the same time, honoring the pain and the loss and the challenges that still keep coming up. Even watching that tape piece, I was struggling, I'm not gonna lie, it just keeps coming up.
Yeah, you can really feel that, Cameron, and I felt it, you know, you've been here with us right on this couch on GMA3 throughout this year as the rebuildings occurred. I was talking to Will a minute ago, he was just in Altadena. What's it like now for you driving through Altadena, and where does the community stand? You mentioned being in a place where your family is rebuilding. There are other families who don't have all of that good fortune.
That's absolutely true. A lot of the lots have been sold, understandably, out of necessity, out of people that just really can't face it, out of wanting just to start fresh somewhere else, all of which is totally understandable. Our goal is to rebuild. It's going to take some time for us because of our specific conditions. But like you've seen as you're driving through there is hope. There is some growth. There is a sense of community coming together in many different ways. I'll say this too, and this isn't really what we're getting at, but there's been a lot of rains recently here in California, and I noticed, because we were just there just recently, the rains have brought forth more life than I've seen there in the last year. There's more green. It feels different in a way. And it was almost symbolic, like 1 year later after all these rains, to see that growth and that green coming back a little bit to this beautiful area.
Cameron, your ability to find a little bit of sun like that, a little light in the distance, is pretty remarkable. When you're able to rebuild, if you indeed are, do you want to sort of go with the same idea of what you had as family home? Do you want to do something different? What are your thoughts about going forward?
Well, that's a really good question, and I don't think I've had that one, but the truth is that I'm going to do my best to honor what we had. It will never be what we had. It was a 1929 Spanish revival. It was renovated in every square inch of this place. It took 20 years to do this place the way that we really wanted. But at the same time, my daughter, days before the fire, said she wanted to raise her kids there, and my kids love this place, and it was very special to us. So I think there's a way to honor what we had, but also embrace this new chapter, because trying to replace exactly what we had, I don't think necessarily is the right thing emotionally, also sort of logistically and financially, but I think that's our goal. Is it had so much character and so so many memories. So I think there's a way to honor that. Hopefully it'll have the same essence, is the way I'm going to say it.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, we hope so.
Oh,
Cameron, just want to thank you for your honesty, your openness, your vulnerability. It's inspiring, and we send you all of our love, and that extends to your family as well and everyone affected by the fires 1 year ago. Thanks for joining us.
Well, you guys mean a lot to me. Thank you.
You got it, man. And coming up here, what Grey's Anatomy star Stephen W. Bailey is saying about his rare medical condition. Stay with us.
We're back now with Grey's Anatomy actor Stephen W. Bailey. He plays the bartender on the beloved series, and now he's opening up about his own health battle and rare diagnosis.
Straight tequila, really. You are going to be sorry in the morning.
Fans know him best as Joe on Grey's Anatomy, the owner of the bar where doctors unwind after work.
I'm going to need your keys.
Actor Stephen W. Bailey is opening up about his own medical journey, a condition he's been living with in secret, revealing his diagnosis on X this week. It's the darndest thing, but it turns out I have a rather rare genetic neuromuscular disorder. The 54-year-old first noticing symptoms in 2020.
I tried to turn my hand with a screwdriver, and my entire arm just went into a lockdown situation.
After years of searching for answers, Bailey was recently diagnosed with congenital myasthenic syndrome, or CMS, a rare genetic disorder causing muscle weakness and fatigue. There are medications to help with symptoms, but there is no cure.
There's a lot of private moments of everything kind of falling apart, and then you have to kind of bolster yourself back up and try to stay positive.
Because of fatigue, Bailey is now using a wheelchair for some activities. As for looking forward, he wants to continue to act.
Most of the stuff I usually do on film, I can still do. I just get tired quicker, and I might need to move around the set on a wheelchair just to save my energy for the scene itself.
And his hope is to bring awareness to and acceptance for wheelchair users.
I think there's a real opportunity to show people on screen who are like me, ambulatory wheelchair users. I mean, I think it'd be a real interesting exploration of a character to have somebody who's dealing with an issue like that on screen.
Hear, hear. And that post, guys, brought out an outpouring of support from some fans and some casting people who said that his diagnosis and wheelchair would not stop them from hiring him. It's great to hear. Yeah. And it's also great to see him standing up and sharing this story and making other people feel seen and helping them along the way.
He probably will save some lives just by doing
that.
that.
And the representation, too. It empowers people to keep living their lives the way they want to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. By the way, coming up here, debut author Belle Burden is here with her powerful new memoir.
We are back now with debut author Belle Burden. She has written a new book called Strangers, a memoir of marriage. Belle, welcome to GMA.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
It's an intriguing title. Tell us about it.
The name Strangers comes from the idea that you could be married to someone for 21 years and then realize that maybe they are a stranger to you.
You don't really know each other.
You don't really know each other. So yes, I was married for 21 years, and then during the second week of COVID lockdown, my husband, who was a wonderful father, wonderful husband, announced that he wanted a divorce, and he walked out the door and shed our entire life together, including custody of our children.
Which is completely shocking. And speaking of your children, you dedicate this book to them. And you say that you want to break the cycle. Talk a little bit about that and why that's so important to you.
Well, I think as women and as mothers in particular, we are taught to, when something like this happens, just to clean it up and sweep it under the rug and to just move on quickly and stay quiet about it. And I think when you do that, things can get repeated across generations. And that's what happened in my family of origin. I'm hoping that by speaking about it, by writing about it, that I can break that pattern. And I think there is a way to do that without bad-mouthing your ex, which I'm a child of divorce. I'm really, I do not want to do that, and I did not want to do that in the book.
I'll give you a chance to prove that. How would you describe your relationship with your ex-husband now?
It's cordial, but I wouldn't say that we're close.
Understood. But he read the book, he read the article in Modern Love that the book then was adapted from.
Yes.
Has he read the book?
He has read the book.
And
I know that he's
review?
read it. I do not know much more than that. He does not talk to me about it, but I do know that he's read it.
Got it.
I remember when you wrote this article, and so many people were buzzing about it. It was so interesting, and you were so vulnerable, as they say. What would you suggest to other people who might read this book, who have been in long-term marriages, who may be worried that this may tap into something? Conversations, anything you would suggest that people have?
Well, I'm not a therapist, so I'm very aware not to give too much advice, but there are two things I would say. I would say communication is just so important, and you may accept something in someone's personality, a remoteness, but you really want to, there might be something bubbling under the surface, so talking. And then the second thing is, do not hand your financial life over to your spouse. I'm a former corporate lawyer, yet I felt like I wouldn't understand it, and I handed the whole thing over to my ex-husband, which came back to haunt me.
Yeah, and you write about this in the story. I'm curious, as a former corporate lawyer, your life has now come full circle. You always wanted to write. Now here you are with a bestseller. What made you think this is now what I am going to do? This is how I'm going to spend my time. And what advice would you give to other women who are thinking about the same thing?
Well, it's quite amazing. I think I wanted to be a writer when I was in high school, and I went to college, and someone told me I couldn't write. And so I stopped for 30 years, and I became a lawyer. And then I think sometimes when your life falls apart, the life that you were expecting to have, you're able to access that part of yourself again. And so I started writing just for myself. I submitted it to Modern Love, and to my great shock, it was published. But I think when you're going through something really hard, something that you don't expect can come out of it, something beautiful.
And something beautiful has come out of this with this book. Congratulations on all the success with it. Strangers, a memoir of a marriage is available this Tuesday. Well, coming up, Will Gantz is out there still running at Disney, and we're going to take you back to him in just a moment. He's with some friends. We'll be right back.
Back now with Will Gantz. He is at Epcot, fresh off his second race of the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. Will, how are the legs? How's the heart? How's the soul? How you doing?
The legs feel fine, but the vibes are immaculate. I had so much fun running the 5K yesterday that I went rogue this morning and ran the 10K, hosted by these two, Chip and Dale, just to keep the party going. And it truly is like a party. If you don't believe me, just watch this.
Racers, prepare for blast-off. Pluto taking us on an intergalactic adventure for the Walt Disney World 5K.
Who wore it better?
The look is a real part of the party around here.
We've assembled Team Lion King here. What is your why?
When we figure that out, we will let you know.
Why not? I get to play with my kids like they were kids.
Yeah.
So we get to have fun together as a family, and it's a whole week just for us.
While most races save the celebration for after the finish line, Run Disney hosts a pre-race party.
What is your advice for a first-time Walt Disney World Marathon weekend runner?
Do not go fast. Slow down.
Stop for characters.
Yes.
Make friends on course. Well, 1, 2, 3. So far, so good.
Just do it. Enjoy the magic of it. I will.
And bumping into our dopey challengers. And with that, I'm off.
Good morning, America!
3 miles in and around Epcot, meeting some famous friends along the way.
I've never had more fun exercising in my life. We did it! Woo! That is what you call a 5K slay. And good news, more people than ever are invited to the Run Disney party, starting with the 2026 Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend next month. More registration availability for 5K races during all 4 Walt Disney World Resort race weekends. You don't want to miss out on these 5Ks, y'all. Back to you.
Thanks, Will, and thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.